All right, so next up we got the college football playoff outlook heading into championship Sunday. Um, so we're gonna start off by talking about our top fours. I got Georgia at number one, obviously. They haven't done anything to, be off of number one. Michigan comes right back in behind them at number two. Georgia, Michigan, I think that's a good one too. The only thing I have different about how the college football playoff looks is when the rankings came out last night, they had USC at number four and TCU at three. I'm gonna flip-flop those, actually put USC at three and TCU at four. Now, I do that because TCU, I don't think they've looked impressive this year. I don't think they have played anyone really. I think USC has bigger wings and it's, they have experience too. Lincoln Riley. I think experience plays into a lot. I got USC at three, TCU at four. Evan, what's your top four?
Yeah, obviously the reason that they have TCU at three is because they haven't lost a game and USC has a lost a
Right.
game, which is interesting because USC is facing the team that they lost this week. I got to follow along right with you. Georgia's at one, Michigan's at two. I don't see either of those changing. Michigan really impressed me last week.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
that I wrote off that quarterback last year after Georgia embarrassed him. I shouldn't have done that because he's got some talent, and that Michigan team's got they got a net. Oh, Michigan's O line was just bullying Ohio State's defensive line. It was like watching
Hmm.
like, them face like a group of five team. Like Michigan. Shit. But anyways, so with that said though, so they're staying at two. I have to agree. I don't think TCU's played anybody. And yes, they got a nice win in Texas, in Austin. We have to consider that because Texas is a
Hmm.
better team this year. And the Big 12
Right.
is not a cupcake walk. But the thing is Kansas State's legit, and Kansas State's going to go in there hungry. And I see Kansas State with the upset. I think TCU is going to get caught off guard. I could see it going either way, but I'm predicting Kansas State wins. So I think USC will win. I think they'll bounce back on a neutral field. They lost at Utah. On a neutral field, they will beat Utah. And they will move up to three. And I think Ohio State will slide right back in at four. I've heard rumors that if there's total chaos, Alabama could still get in. I have
Hmm.
no idea how that would work. Like LSU would have to win. Purdue would have to win. Then it get really interesting. But I've heard rumors that Alabama could slide in, but I don't. So I'm going with Ohio State at four. That is my top four. But what are the
Mm.
biggest championship games I guess you're looking out for today or this coming week, Jake? Like what ones are catch your eye?
So there's two in particular. There's actually three in particular. I'm sorry about that. CC, Pac-12, and the ACC championship games. Um, in the SEC championship game, obviously I live in Athens. I gotta go with my home Bulldogs. So I don't
Got
think LSU stands a chance anyway. Um, Pac-12, USC is favored by 2.5. I'm taking USC all the way. I think they win outright. I think they beat the spread. I think they win by more than 2.5. And then the ACC one, Clemson and North Carolina. Clemson lost a heartbreaker against South Carolina last week. I think North Carolina gets the job done this week.
only 2.5 for Utah. They lost to Oregon, and Oregon sucks this year. They got blown out by Georgia. They lost. Oregon is not a good team, and USC lost, or excuse me, Utah lost. On a neutral field, Utah is not going to beat USC. They're not going to beat USC. And Lincoln Riley with experience, they're
Oh
going
no, USC is favored by 2.5, not
to.
Utah.
Still, that's what I'm saying, though. Do you think it's going to be within 2.5? I don't. I think they beat them by 10. I don't think I think Lincoln Riley's gonna have this team ready to go and USC is gonna go rolling into the college football playoff for the first time. But yeah, the games I'm watching are pretty much the ones I listed is the Big 12 and the
Yeah.
Pac-12 because Utah they'll keep it respectable around 10. But Kansas State, they play up. They've beaten Oklahoma when they were good. They can play with Texas. They can play anyone in the Big 12. They're going to be hungry for a Big 12 title. And obviously, so is TCU. But I think TCU might be caught looking ahead, and Kansas State's going to come out firing, and they might not be able to come back. Um,
Mm,
so let's go down the list then. There's
okay.
10 in the group of five, and and excuse me, the Power Five. There's 10 conference games. Let's just go through all of them. So on
Okay.
Friday night, kind of what we've already described, but USC versus Utah. I pretty much said I'm taking USC. What do you got?
Yeah, like I said, I'm taking USC. I think the spread is too low. I think USC comes out and they win outright. They win more than by two and a two and a half. They win by like 10.
I think so too. So next we got the Conference USA Championship. North Texas will go to UTSA. I think that game is going to be in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. UTSA won Conference USA last year. I predict they don't repeat. I have North Texas will get
Mhm.
that.
Okay, UTSA is favored by 8.5 in that game. Um, UTSA is 10-2. North Texas is 7-5. I'm I'm taking North Texas on the spread, but I'm taking UTSA in the game.
That's probably not a bad bet, but I'm picking the upset. I'm picking the upset outright.
Hey, I
Next
don't.
up,
Okay.
I've already kind of explained my decision for this one, but TCU and Kansas State. I think Kansas State is going to go in punching, and they're the 10th team in the nation. They're no scrubs. So they'll go in and they'll beat TCU. I think. What do you got on this?
Okay, so TCU is the favorite. They're favored by 2.5. Um, I think TCU wins this one outright. I think they win than by more than 2.5 points.
Okay. Next up, we got the MAC championship. Obviously, the one everyone's just dying to see. No, I'm kidding. Hey, no diss to the MAC. I like the MAC, how
Hey,
they keep it geography. What were you saying? Or,
yeah, yeah. No, I was
um,
just agreeing with you.
oh yeah. So Ohio is 9-3. Toledo is 7-5. Toledo has always been solid. Ohio's probably having a better season they have. I don't know on this one because I don't really follow the MAC that much, but I would assume Ohio's probably pretty motivated to get to 10 wins. They could get to a pretty good bowl game, I bet. I'll take Ohio in this one.
Yeah, I have two things actually to say on this one. I'm taking Ohio. Toledo's actually favored by 1.5,
They are. Wow,
but
that's it.
I'm
That's an
taking
interesting spread. Yeah, that's well,
yeah, but I'm taking Ohio. And second of all, why is a 7-5 team in a championship game?
I don't know. I don't know because the East and West divisions they all do this. I mean, what's his name? Purdue is representing the Big Ten West, and Purdue's not good. I mean, they're okay, but the Big Ten West. I mean, come on. But so no, it's interesting. But anyways, we got the Sun Belt Championship up next. Troy is an 8.5 point favorite over Coastal Carolina, and I got to agree with
Mm,
you. I think Troy is going to roll over Coastal. Whenever Coastal has faced anyone good this year, they have fallen over. They got blown out by James Madison, 47-7 last week. I
yeah.
think Troy covers and they win the Sun Belt.
You know, okay, so Troy's by 8.5. I think Coastal covers the spread, but Troy will win it.
I know some of the group of fives, they do like, you know how the Power Five always does an off campus, like an NFL stadium for the championship. I think most of the group
Mm,
of five do in the group of five stadium, which is kind of, I like that. But um,
yeah.
so next we got the SEC championship.
Oh,
It is Georgia and LSU. What do you got?
the guy roll my hometown dogs. Go dogs.
Yeah, they're gonna kill LSU. LSU lost. What did they lose by 15 to Texas A&M last week? Come on, yeah, they're gonna. That's gonna be a butt whooping. Next we got
Hope
the
so.
AAC, UCF in Tulane. Tulane is 18. They're 18th in the nation. They're 10-2. They're respectable. Obviously UCF is a big brand. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, so TCU favored by 4. I'm taking TCU. However, think they're going to win by more than 4.
Wait, TCU? I was talking about the AAC. Or
Did I say TCU? I'm sorry.
I think you meant.
Tulane's favored by 4.
Oh, Tulane. Yeah. But
So I'm taking Tulane by more than 4.
I'm gonna go with you. I will take Tulane. They played solid all year long. They beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati last week. I think they're solid. I think they'll continue.
Hmm.
Mountain West we got, which is interesting because usually the Mountain West is stronger. Fresno State is going to Boise State. Uh,
Mm.
I'll go Boise. Their experience, they've been there, done that. Fresno's had some solid teams, but they also got trounced by UConn earlier this year, which is kind of interesting. I'll take Boise State, their experience. But
I'm going Boise as well. Um,
Bluefield,
Boise
right? You
State was
gotta
like
go with Bluefield.
3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bluefield, gotta go with it.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
All right, so
that's
we
kind of
got
my
two more.
favorite
We
too.
got
Yeah,
two. Yeah, two more left. Power five. Next we got Purdue and Michigan. I think this is going to be the butt whooping of the week. Michigan is fired up after last week. They feel it. They think they're the best team in the nation. We'll see if that is, but they're going to be fired up. They're going to beat Purdue pretty bad.
yeah. Michigan's favored by 17. The over-under is 51. I think Michigan easily covers. Purdue's not a good team at all. You know,
Yep. And lastly, we got Clemson and UNC in the ACC championship, Miami's conference, which they have not did not.
yeah,
You think USC is going to win? I remember you said that. I don't know on this one. UNC could win, but I think Clemson will finish off strong. They're a blue blood. They won't want to finish too low. I think it'll be a close game. I'll pick Clemson though. But